Illawarra, and then they let themselves down against Phoenix, who were terrific.
Yeah, look, I think they're going to be really good tonight. And we've spoke about Benny Henschel and Elijah Pepper and how good that they have been. And I just think they're going to continue to get better with every game, finding their feet without Bryce.
Yeah, Ben Henschel, of course, 21 points in that first half against the Hawks. He was looking like an NBA player, wasn't he? And then, of course, Pepper helping him out. They're the youngest backcourt going around right now.
Plenty of confidence between the two of them and plenty of offensive skills. So when one gets going, they're happy to complement the other, make that extra pass, go back to the hot guy. But it doesn't take long. They both got a quick shot release. They both back themselves in, and they got plenty of opportunity tonight with no Bryce Cotton and both of them starting.
Confidence is a wonderful thing, and you need it if you need to step into the big time when you're at that age, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, though, these two never seem to be lacking confidence. Their ability to just come in and shoot the ball whenever they need to, it's been pretty impressive all season. But we were saying before, like, they have come into the offense with more flow. Their shots are more expected now, so that now the rest of the Wildcats can get in on the O boards, and there's more flow because they know they're going to shoot that ball.
It was a fairy tale last season for the Tasmania JackJumpers. It was such a great season, such a great story, but it's not such a great story at the moment as we take a look at their championship hangover. Would you agree it's a little bit of a hangover there? Offensively, they just can't get it done.
Oh, look, you can break down every single one of these losses and point down to moments within the game and then overall whether the energy's been there, the intensity. But the biggest factor, and you don't like to harp on players who aren't there, Anna Lee, you're a massive fan of Jack McVeigh. He's not here. Simply put, they've got to find a way to win without their superstar from last season.
Yeah, he's a massive puzzle piece. Like, he was the foundation of the franchise, I would say. The system was built around him, and he was the corners of the puzzle, so to speak. Like, how do you put the puzzle together when you don't have the right pieces?
Well, you've got to rely on a couple of men, and this man in particular, Milton Doyle. He is only shooting from the three-point line 2 of 16, Damo. That's your sort of stuff.
I've got nothing bad to say about him. It happens. It happens. Hey, look, he's a prolific scorer. He will not stay in this slump much longer. So whether it's tonight, whether it's next game, who knows? But he's a quality player, and I'm expecting a big performance tonight.
Let's take a look at the starting five. And, of course, Milton Doyle will be in charge and running it alongside Jordan Crawford. Those two boys need to fire up. And you get the feeling, too, when teams come here to the jungle, it makes them step up. So this might be just the tonic, Annalie, to get Tasmania back in their groove.
Look, a team that has nothing to lose is a scary team. We've said it before and we'll say it again. You know, they can come out firing. You don't know what we're going to see from them tonight. We haven't seen their best basketball yet this season. Who knows if tonight's going to be the night.
Here's the starting five, and Dylan Winder back in the team. Of course, McNay missing. Bryce Cotton hoping to be back possibly for next Friday's game if all goes well, but then there is a fever break, so the Cats might be a little cautious there and say, we're back a touch, superstar. We'll have you in, 3 weeks' time.
We saw last weekend Pepper had his best individual performance. Before that, we've seen Benny Henschel do it. We've seen Keanu Pinder get back to his best at times. It's all about Dylan Windler for me. 1, maybe 2 more games without Bryce Cotton. This is BC's team, but Dylan Windler, in my opinion, this is his opportunity to step up and have his best game as a Perth Wildcat.
We're ready to go. And the Catties will get first possession in this game. Ben Henschel, as we said, coming off a terrific performance here last time the Cats were in town. Pass towards Doolittle, top of the key, Windler. Looks inside to Keanu Pinder, and he's working very hard to draw the foul, and he does do exactly that. He's been playing limited minutes. Keanu Pinder had about 30 minutes for his 34 points, and then the 2 games after that been around 19 minutes. You need a little bit more. If you're going to be paying him $500,000, you want more than 19 minutes from him.
Oh, mate, didn't you get in trouble? Didn't you get in trouble a couple of years ago throwing out players' salaries? Oh, look. If we see the best of him like we did about 2 weeks ago, he is worth every cent and more. And when he plays with energy and effort and then finds his way into the game at the offensive end, he can be one of the best players in the league, and I'm hoping he showcases that tonight.
So he's on the line. He'll get the 1 from 2.
It's a good start to see in the first possession. He's going aggressive to the rack, though. That's how he started that game a couple games ago when he went off the 30-odd. So it is a good sign for the Wildcats to have him so aggressive so early.
Slavic's 1 is a little short. I just think he needs to be given time. He needs to have the confidence, John, really in Pinder, and just let him play out some big minutes and see what he churns out in terms of stats is Pepper. Now to Henschel. Good defence on this occasion from the JackJumpers, making it tough, although they just let Pepper along the baseline for a little two underneath the hoop.
His first step is so explosive. Like, you talked about the quick shot release, but it's hard because you want to be close enough to get a hand to that shot, but his first step is so lightning quick, and he's got the size to get past players.
This man's lightning quick as well. One can't go. Strong work underneath. Tarangi comes into the hands once again of Brislick. A little tap. Jordan Crawford working well. That's the sort of intensity they need. And then win away. Doyle has plenty of time. This will give him some confidence. Big three from Milton. And an early timeout as well. John Riley jumps onto the court in frustration. The Amy replay, of course, here.
Was that
strong work by the JackJumpers to continue? The block was really good, but Crawford kept it alive.
4 O-balls in one possession?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the block was amazing, but that was just pure effort by the Jackies, and we're talking about plays to keep them in the game. It's pure effort.
Let's check in on Scott Roth. He's talking about the tough times Tassie are in at the moment.
Scott, it's good to see you back in Perth. A lot has happened since these two teams last met an overtime win in Hobart. Do you take much from that, or is it more about the performances of late?
Well, we're just trying to improve on what we're doing. We've obviously had some major struggles with scoring the ball and had some big lapses in the course of that. And, you know, the criticism obviously falls on my shoulder. I put this roster together. Our players are working hard, and they're doing everything they possibly can to, you know, dig themselves out of a little bit of a hole here that we're in. But ultimately, you know, the venting and the criticism definitely sent it my way. It's the roster I put together, and it is what it is at this point.
Beauty about sport is you get to bounce back and a bit of redemption tonight. What are you expecting from the Wildcats with no Bryce Cotton?
Well, they've been scoring at a high rate, and so we'll have to settle them down in the half court, hopefully, and get them more in a half court game and not be in a free-for-all kind of open gym scenario.
So it's 3 plays 3 here inside the jungle, and the final score for those who were tuning into Melbourne and Brisbane, 120 to 103 was the final score. United getting the job done as that shot will go in from a long way deep as well. Great job by Pete Damon and Jack to keep that bubbling along. Good entertainment from the boys as Tarangi's outside as well. So the three-pointers are landing for both teams, which is a nice way to start the game.
Great movement by both teams at the offensive end. You saw John really pull a quick timeout. That would have been off the back of giving up so many offensive rebounds, and then to give away an open three off what would have been a heated message from their coach. I don't imagine he's too happy with how they've started post that timeout.
So Pinder's basket won't go. Crawford continuing to create a little bit of havoc. He seems to be up and about in this game, which is good news for the visitors. Steindl only 4 away from 500 three-pointers, Clint Steindl, so we might be on three-point watch there as the turnaround was no good, and Henschel will grab the boards. Windler likes to shoot from a long way out. He was in the groove, but just that one won't go as well. So play six still. Steindl again steps into it and swishes it away with a foul as well. There's one down.
How many more to go?
I think it's 3 to go. I'll check it up, but I think it's 3. I think he's 4 away, so he could seriously get there tonight. He might even get there in the first quarter.
What are you doing getting a calculator out? 4 minus 1. I do this at home with my 5-year-old.
Mate, spent the best years of my life in grade 2. So here's Clint Steindl, who'll go to the line to add to his team's tally. This is an encouraging start from Tasmania.
They're all shooting the ball with confidence, both teams, I'll say, but Tassie have seemed to let it fly, like, without a second thought early in this game.
Yeah, so he needs 4, now he needs 3. Thanks for that, Matt. Just 500.
Beat a lot of those here on this court when he was a Perth Wildcat.
Absolutely.
What were you going to say? Be comfortable with this ring, for sure.
And to a 4-point margin at the moment as Henschel sends it to Pinder, keen to take his switch on. Hands were good, though. And the Tassie defender, Doolittle forced to throw it up, and it wasn't a bad shot in the end. So it's basket for basket at the moment. Newton Doyle finds his way to the key. Steindl again. We're watching it, Damo. We are watching it. That's
Tell me long, tell me long.
That's two to go.
Yeah. I love how much thought you're putting into these things, Bucky.
And Doolittle will draw the foul and take it to the hoop as well. So this is a bright start. These two teams have been struggling to score this year. And this is encouraging stuff as we're only, well, 3.5 minutes into the game. It's 13-11 and JackJumpers leading the way.
Well, when multiple players are shooting the ball the way they have so far tonight, it just means you want to guard them that little bit tighter. And then as we see Doolittle, there's just plenty of space in the keyway because there was no help defense.
So Doolittle makes it a three-point play. Windler sits down and Webster onto the court. No change yet for the Deng. He's on now for the JackJumpers.
I like the look of this pressure here from the Wildcats. Something that we haven't seen really recently is them pressuring the ball up all the way.
I think they get energy from it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily there to disrupt the defense, the offense, or even get a steal from it. But it's just to be able to say, okay, we're switched on, we're ready to go.
Yeah. It also doesn't allow for then players like Doyle to then dribble the ball all the way up the court and confidently think about what his next move is. He's thinking about the defender in front of him instead of how he's going to put the ball in the hoop.
And the less Crawford touches it, the better it is if you're a Wildcat supporter.
Here's Doyle up against Doolittle. Nice move. The spin worked beautifully. Put his defender on the back foot.
I love the way he started so far.
Yep.
Come out aggressively.
And Doolittle as well has been really aggressive. He'll try and make it a three-point play. That's the sort of coach Scott Roth is, though, isn't it? He continues to back his team. He's admitted that, well, I put this team together. I'm going to back him all the way.
And I spoke to him off air saying, mate, I know you want to take all the heat. I get that. I respect that as a coach. But at the end of the day, it's the players that have got to put the ball through the hoop. And so I believe he would have had a lot of one-on-one conversations with the leaders of this group, the better players of this group. And if he did say something to Milton Doyle, he's responding so far.
And you went through a season where you could have added another import to your team. You decided in the end not to, and you won the championship in the end. So it can work.
Oh, absolutely. I want to say Melbourne United may have done something similar of late. They may not have won it, but they've been close.
Here we go, Damo! Oh, so close. 498 for Clint Steindl. Sorry to catch you off, mate.
That's all right.
It's all about the moments. 400 at the moment as well. As Doolittle is putting up plenty of shots at the moment. Little foul underneath the basket, still be a Wildcats ball.
Oh, I mean, he's putting the ball on the floor pretty aggressively, so his defender is having to back up. He's probably going to get quite a few open jump shots in the next couple of possessions.
One came off the knee of Keanu Pinder. They're going to check it. He's not happy. He wants to have a look at that one. He's going to sit down now, Keanu. No one listened to him.
That's frustrating.
No support from the bench at all.
Hey guys, did you know that in our games there's no review? But I've been asking for them. There's just no review.
The pass inside was good. Basket couldn't go. Crawford, the little man from outside, send it on its way. Aggressively tacking it was Henschel. Came to the hands of Webster on the break. Here's Henschel from three. That one didn't go. My junior coach said, follow your shot, Rob. Henschel could have got that back again.
Well, I guess if you believe it's going in every time, you wouldn't bother to follow it, right?
Yep. Crawford round the back. And there's a little bit of an arm in there from Christian Doolittle. He'll have a bit of a complaint about it, but he's going to be told now.
He just tests the defense every single time, doesn't he? He's very patient with the ball, but he's also very aggressive and unselfish when he's got it. But you've got to be in a stance if you're guarding Jordan Crawford.
15-14. It's a tight one here inside the jungle. JackJumpers have started well. It's great hands from Henschel. And his hands at the other end, not so good. A little bit of a fumble, the pass, a little firm. Has he losing the last 5 of 6 games? A A win here could really set their season alive. You know how good they can be when they're up and about. Here's Deng taking on Webster. Back at him in, and the long arms will draw the foul. And Webster says, yep, I might have just got him there. The NBL Plus, download the free NBL app now. Win $1,000 gift card, that'd be pretty handy,
that'd be nice.
How would you spend it, Emily? $1,000.
I don't know. Buy another dog, I reckon.
Unlock the ultimate fan experience with the NBL, including access to archival footage, in-depth stats and exclusive partner offers. Scan the QR code and sign up for free. Get stuck into it. Love your involvement in the NBL this year. Great reports from the competition during the week that everything is up. Fans are up, coming to more games as Henschel's keen to dish it off. Munzer was in the wrong position. Good crowds, good TV audience. Everything's very positive at the moment about the NBL, and why wouldn't it be with so many star players?
Another incredible season so far. You never know who's going to come out victors game in, game out, and the teams we're predicting pre-season to be up at the top end aren't necessarily there, and vice versa. So you've got to love what you're seeing right now. But I'm just curious whether the $1,000 gift voucher includes pet shops. So we might have to find out a little bit more detail around the prize.
It is what you make it, you know. You know, my dad used to tell me that when he played in the NBL, that was the golden age. But I think we're starting to see a new golden age of the NBL. It's coming around.
We are with shots like that. Milton Doyle has come to play, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Maley, I've told you he's one of my favourites.
You loved him.
Oh, I loved him, yeah.
Absolutely loved him.
Yeah.
And at least starting to see the golden age. We've been there for a decade.
He's
love you, Derek. Love you, Damon. Love you, Drewy, Coates.
On the fast break to Deng. Just couldn't haul it in. Here's Henschel up the other end. It's 2014. Henschel now with a chance. Top of the key. Swish. He's chalking up the points now.
Yeah, unreal. But what you don't see from that effort is he ran all the way back to get that steal, then pushed the ball unselfishly to kick it, and then there was the extra penetration and kick for him to get that open look.
My goodness me, this team has come to town with the worst shooting percentage in the 40-minute era at 27%, and they're going beautifully right now. What a great way to respond as the Cats will get another couple of points. There's a little bit of a foul off the ball that might go against Trimmick. It will. So for the inbound, Trimmick just ran straight through Henschel. So 23-19 is the score, and that shooting percentage is looking good for both teams at the moment. The offensive foul will go on Trimmick.
That's tough.
Great finish by Hiram Harris.
Finish. Moved his player out of the way and still had the finesse at the end to kiss it off the backboard.
Webster inside the key. He's stuck. The long arms of Gap couldn't block that one. And he drops it in for two.
He's got a nice fadeaway jumper, Webster does.
He's got a nice post game.
Yeah.
He's
big guard.
Here's Trimmick taking on Almanza. Sword will pass it inside. Gank will like this matchup. He's just a little long for Webster underneath the basket.
Just a little. Is that a nice way of saying
yes.
a bit taller? Or
yeah.
Just a little long.
Just a little long. We're closing in on quarter time. It's been entertaining to start. Quick passing from the Cats. Hiram Harris hit a couple last week from three-point land. That one won't go. And Sword looking to be aggressive. The reaching in on Webster will be called. He's one player that a lot of the experts have been calling for to just stand up and score some more points. Sword, I know he's probably more a defensive demon, but they probably need some more points on the board from him.
Yeah, when you're struggling to get wins, unfortunately, right or wrong, you do tend to look to some of the players that came in with expectations to help significantly at the offensive end. He's got a big opportunity tonight. Great game, ball's flying. Everyone should be feeling pretty good about the way they started. It's whether they can find him the rock in the right positions there.
Only averaging 5 points a game. Now it's 1-on-1. Byram Harris up against Crawford. You won't stop him. The floater doesn't go. Gack over the top. That one doesn't go. The pressure immense, and it'll be a cat's ball. Unlucky from Gack underneath the basket. Just couldn't land the blow.
They're being aggressive on the O board, the JackJumpers are, which is a good sign for them.
5 offensive rebounders to the JackJumpers for the Wildcats 1.
Nice little film for Henschel.
2.
He had more time then.
2.
Had more time to settle himself. Trimick charges in and draws the foul. Good play.
I reckon Benny has it in him to kind of hang in the air and then just like yam it.
Yeah, I would have thought that was a dunk. That was wide open for him to launch himself.
Coming from someone who's never dunked a day in her life, I just imagine I could do it maybe all the time if I was a guy, you know? Why do a layup?
How close are you to dunk?
Oh, not close. I don't have the timing, man.
I don't have the time.
You've got
I didn't have the athletic ability to do in time. I like where you're going with it.
Yeah.
You've got a teammate now who dunks in games.
Yeah, she did it in the warm-up the other day. We almost just ended the game there. Should have lost by 4, but you know.
Trimick drops it in. It's 27-21. Promising signs for the JackJumper fans. Been a tough season so far. Harris, Pepper, now into the corner with us. They needed that, the Wildcats.
Great ball movement.
Yeah.
Gave up a good look for a great one.
Unselfish basketball there. There were so many opportunities there where they could have pulled it, but even the extra penetration to the kick out.
We'll take it down. 3 points the margin right now. And Crawford wields some magic. Gives it off to Trimick. He'll have to shoot. Hand in the face. That one's a little short. Pepper takes the board. Will sneak through the defence. And put it in! A three-pointer as well! To tie it up at quarter time. It was the JackJumpers' best first quarter of the season, but the Caddies brought their crowd alive. 27 plays 27. Fun times inside the jungle. 27 plays 27. Elijah Pepper with a last-second long bomb and plenty of celebrations. It was hot pepper to finish the term. And Jesse Wagstaff was just cooling him down. Great start from both teams, though. Tasmania really impressed with just the way they've come out in this game. They've been under pressure and they've come out looking like a team that can win a championship.
So far, Tassie 6 of 9 from behind the three-point line. The Wildcats 5 of 9. Just plenty of skill on display as we see Jordan Crawford roll the points over up to 30 in a little over a quarter of basketball being played so far. Incredible, both teams at the offensive end.
So they're 70% from the three-point line, the JackJumpers. They came into this game 27%. The worst in the competition and the worst in the 40-minute game. This has been a great turnaround. Confidence is a wonderful thing, and Sword is charging his way to the end of the court. Over the top, there's a bit of a swat away. Now, John really might want to have a bit of a look at this. He's yelling and screaming at his men behind him with the iPads out.
The Jackies look like a different team than they've been the last couple of weeks. I don't know if that is just because they're playing like they have nothing to lose, or maybe something different happened during the week. Who knows?
I'd like to think they've just watched footage of just a reminder of how good they can be.
Yeah.
Each individual out there on the floor can shoot the rock. And sometimes it's more about competence than confidence. They've just got to remember, embrace the moment, but remember that they are capable of doing it.
Yeah. It's true. It never hurts to watch some game film of you doing something great. That's the ego, but also maybe reminds you of some things that you can do as well.
And then when you get off to a good start, like Doyle's dropped his first shot from three-point land, and that was a big block from Windler up against Gack. Henschel into the front court he goes. Windler with plenty of time. Try and take the rebound.
Following his own shot.
That's what you do, Dylan. Shout out to James McQueen, my under-12s coach. Follow your shot, Lock. I said, well, put me on at some stage, James. That'd be handy as the ball goes out of court.
Mate, you're saying off to the lock. You can get to the locker room, not follow your shot. Off to the lock.
Off to the locker room. Yeah. 30 plays 27. The Cats unable to get on the scoreboard in this second term. Henschel keen to change that. Very quick off the one step and straight inside the key. He goes for two. Crawford looks around, Trimmick receives it. Pass inside, good. Dang had it stripped from him. And 3 seconds. Anthony Trimmick not very happy with that call at all. Neither is Scott Roth. So 1-point ball game here in Perth. Mitchell playing big minutes to start this game. Pepper, quick pass, Windler. That one's way off target.
Gust of wind, I reckon.
Yes.
Someone open the door. Oh.
Nice line, Dustin Windler.
That would have been massive.
Certainly would have been. Here's Pepper. Still 1 point. Double team. Allowed Pinter to get himself inside. He'll go for a big rebound. Can't haul it in. Mr. Reliable in Doolittle doesn't make the two go, but he'll go to the line.
Mr. Reliable, that's actually exactly what he is. He gives so much and sometimes flies a little bit under the radar.
Yep.
But God, he's been good and has continuously been good. He gives you so much, like at every layer of scoring. Like, can finish around the rim, has an elite pull-up jump shot, and is shooting threes at a really good clip. And then add his defensive capabilities to it. Like, he does it all.
He can guard 1 through 5, and I think there's a reason Danny Mills and John really wanted to sign him up as quickly as possible in the off-season to make sure he was one of the first players they knew was coming back.
Christian, do a little bit of everything.
Yes.
Do lots.
Now you're learning.
Oh, no.
You can be as corny as you like, Emily. They're all tied up again.
Devo's shaking his head for anyone listening.
Had 14 rebounds in one game against Sydney. Christian Doolittle. Here's Crawford making some moves and dropping lock bombs. That was real good. Encouraging start from him. He and Doyle were the ones they need to stand up, and there's Windler passing it off. So the little man's got a big strut right now, hasn't he?
He's letting the game come to him. I thought in the first quarter he was almost being a little too unselfish. I thought he got into the key way. He was kicking it out, probably technically making the right decision, but he just lets the game come to him. He's very talented. And hopefully he continues this because he's a lot of fun when he gets going.
Oh, he's going to shoot again. Under pressure on that occasion. It rolled around. Good offensive rebound. Underneath the basket. Couldn't make that go from Crawford's.
Go fullbacks. Jumble.
It'll be a Wildcats ball. As Withers prepares to come onto the court. 33 plays 30, so a bit of a low-scoring second quarter after a pretty good start to the game. The defense stepped up a bit.
I'd say the defensive pressure, at least on the three-point shots, they don't seem as open, you know, as they did in the first quarter. Like I'd say Crawford's both his shots were incredibly contested.
Yeah, they were. Here's Pinder from outside three. He nails it. All tied up again. Crawford to Tarangi, posting up. Finds Doyle loose. He just needs a moment of space, and he'll nail every one of those babies.
Beautiful execution. You could see when Ruben Tarangi had the ball in the post, he was just looking for one thing and one thing only, and that was just the timing of the weak side pin down to get Milton Doyle open, and Doyle did the rest.
Here's Webster looking inside, decides to just work his way underneath the hoop, and he did that really well. This is the last time I'm going to say it because it was incredible leading into the game, but Milton Doyle and Jordan Crawford were 4 of 37 in their last 3 games. They were shooting at 11% from the three-point line. Have a look at them now. I mean, Crawford has put him on the Amy replay. Crawford continues. He's looking really good.
2 of 4,
2 of 4.
Doyle 3 from 3.
That percentage is really handy. So 11 points for Milton Doyle. He leads the way on the scoring. 7 points from Clint Steiner. Let's check in on Elijah Pepper. Tangerine timeouts, of course. He's been a bright spark to start this season. And John really must give you the license to shoot because there's no lack of confidence there.
Yeah, I mean, I think he kind of understands the work that I put in. And I mean, that's something that helps a lot, is having your coach having confidence in you. And so that kind of helps me keep getting them up.
Did you expect to have such an influence so quickly?
I mean, I'd like to say yeah. My goal is always to have an impact on the team and do as much as I can to help win. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're a rookie, and just trying to do what I can to get on the court and help the guys win. And
you're starting in this team, the Perth Wildcats. You're a member of the starting lineup alongside Ben Henschel. You wouldn't have thought that at the start of the year when Bryce Cotton was coming into his season.
I mean, yeah, you got guys like Bryce, but I mean, I also have confidence in myself. I know Benny has confidence in himself, and I mean, our goal is also to start and make some big waves. So that's kind of just staying confident in myself and keep going.
Bit of a roller coaster the last couple of weeks. How do you turn that around against a team that's also got a little bit of fight in them and something to prove?
Jumping out at the beginning, playing with fight, energy. We know what's on the line, and we need to get some wins put up. So just playing with a little bit of fire and passion tonight.
5 minutes remaining before halftime. Tarangi in the corner, drops another one. The Green Machine on fire at the moment.
Again, I feel like I'm on repeat saying that Tassie, so see you later. They're executing to perfection, their timing, their spacing, but at the end of the day, the Wildcats have to make them do something differently. They can't just pass it to the player they want every single time with the offensive player catching it in the spot they want every single time.
Handy response from the Perth Wildcats under a little bit of pressure. Doyle, feed inside, superb. Here's Crawford again. The pass, a dangerous one, but okay, as Doyle splashes another one. He's 4 from 4.
Unreal pass. I don't even know how he got that there. Like, yeah, the shot was brilliant, but thread the needle through multiple pairs of hands there by Crawford.
Manza's hook shot was a little short.
Twice.
And there's a bit of pushing underneath the basket. It'll be off the ball.
Push rebound. Base. Listen. Listen. I told you twice.
So Tarangi will be called for that foul. Jordan Crawford will sit down. He looks exhausted. It's been a scintillating start from him. And it'll be a good rest for him. He might just pop back on with a couple of minutes to go before half-time. Look at Tarangi. He's 10 away from 350 games. He's been in this competition for quite some time, hasn't he?
So tough. Can do a little bit of everything. And you've got to respect him wherever he's on the floor, even though he's, he's a very good three-point shooter, but then he'll go and post up. He'll take you off the dribble. He sets some incredible screens. He'll play great defense. Just talk about Mr. Consistent with Christian Doolittle. Well, for 340 games, you could say the same thing about Ruben.
Yeah, that's right. His sword trying to work his way underneath the basket. Kept it under control. Oh, Tarangi's shot. That was beautiful. It looked good. The stroke perfect. Just rattled around. And there's a foul underneath. Sword will get that one. So there's lots of warnings going out.
Did you hear what Damon said about the warnings? Doesn't like the warnings. Wants warnings, then text.
Quick from one end of the court to the other. Ender will make it okay. Webster's liking to take it to the rack. That time it didn't go. Ender tucks it under his arm. Off balance. Doesn't go. Gack will keep it in play. Yes, he will. John really a little frustrated with the lack of fouls underneath the basket. Here's Doyle, little crossover, superb. The composure really good. One couldn't go though. There's a little holding foul on Doyle at the other end of the courts.
25. Hold here.
I'm admiring these uniforms. How awesome are they?
They are Indigenous
Unreal.
round in the NBL.
Yeah, unreal.
They look fantastic.
Designs are just, they're beautiful.
Yep.
You know what? Maybe that's why the basketball has been so good. They've been shooting the ball so well because they feel good in their throws.
Yeah, that's right. Almanza from outside.
Exactly. He heard what I was saying.
So Keanu Pinder's cousin, Janda, designs the Wildcats one. And Keanu also, I think, does have a little bit of Indigenous on his shoes as well, some paintings. So we might get a shot of them later on as Doyle sends it from downtown.
Pass fake, pass
This
fake,
is
pass
incredible.
fake.
6
Shot.
or 7 from the field, 5 from 5 from behind the arc.
5 from 5 from behind three-point line. He's in the groove at the moment, Milton Doyle. And it's a wonderful, wonderful sight when he's up and about. Of course, in this game several weeks ago, he hit the long bomb to force it into overtime, and then eventually the JackJumpers won. There's Webster, feeds it to Almanza. The hook shot was very good, and Scott Roth was just counting the seconds inside the key from Almanza on that occasion.
It's a tough shot to guard. His release point is so outside of his cylinder, like it's almost impossible to block, I'd say.
That coming into the season, I reckon, was his real one-wood.
Yep.
And maybe it was off to start the year, but I reckon he's just starting to get that going, Almanza, with a little bit of confidence.
And he's got to go in both ways, left hand, right hand. The touch around the basket, inside that keyway, and you're right with the extension of that baby hook. It's incredible.
So we were all tied up. Now it's going to be a little different.
Love seeing the work on the O board by Dang. He goes almost every single possession and rewards himself there with a putback.
Yep.
You know, I think, tell me what you think about this. I think if you get an offensive rebound, it is your right to shoot it. It's your right to go up and shoot the ball because you got it back.
you've earned the right to do whatever you like with it.
Yeah.
However, I can hear two coaches in my ear, Rob Beveridge and Trevor Gleeson, just saying the best three is the one that you get after an offensive rebound. I think that was their way of telling me, hey, just pass it out to a shooter instead.
So 3 points is the margin here, a little over a minute to go as we have a bit of a timeout here inside the jungle. A little bit of a lull, although the scoring has been better in this back half of this second quarter, the Tangerine timeout. Here's some overlay of the Indigenous jersey for the Perth Wildcats. As I said, Counterpinder's cousin Yanda has designed this. Looks good, doesn't it? And I know one guy who lives here in Perth who has every single jersey of the Perth Wildcats since they first started. So he would be out at the merchandise stand right now buying that one as well.
And this is one of the best looking ones that he would have in his collection if he is out there purchasing one right now. He's got every single one.
Every single
it's 82
jersey. I'll show you a picture. I've got it in my phone. Every single one since day dot. He reckons the 95 Wildcats singlet is the best of all. But this one, I reckon, looks really good. As we await for the two teams to come back. There it is, of course. And Keanu will be hoping to have a big game, especially when the family's involved in the design. He'd be hoping to put in a scintillating performance here this evening.
That's a wonderful week, Indigenous round. We used to have Dr. Richard Wally. He would come in and tell us a lot about the designs that go into the uniform, what everything represents. His upbringing, his stories. There are moments like that you don't forget.
So here we go, counting it down to half-time. Doyle again getting loose. They need to tighten up on him, the Wildcats, if they're to get back into this game, but it's going to be hard to do that. 6 from 6. My goodness me. 20 first half points, 6 of 6 from outside the three-point line.
I can't believe you doubted him, like. Cannot believe you had any doubt on him whatsoever.
6 of 7. He must have missed one in there, but we shouldn't say that. We should just go with 6 and 6 and just change it. 6 of 7 from outside three. .45 is the score. Doolittle will go to the line. Let's listen in to John Riley and the refs.
He doesn't go underneath him, he goes straight past him and misses him. But I'm aware of the play that you're talking about.
I'm all about getting it rewarded at both ends.
I'm preaching from the same hymn book.
Yep.
What would he be like at singing, Mike?
Oh, dulcet tones, beautiful. Oh, mate, he's got a voice of an angel. Mike Aylan, yeah.
Oh, well, he should tune in. What's he on? Has he been on The Voice or something? Or?
He'd turn some chairs.
Okay. So 4 points still, that margin. A little late change, going a bit defensive on this occasion for the Perth Wildcats. Henshaw will sit down and Hiram Harris into the game. They've enjoyed this Tasmanian team. When under pressure, they stand up and deliver. That would have been a real knockout blow.
Got a 2-for-1 if they wanted it, but they're going to steal.
So here we go, counting it down to half-time here inside the jungle. Almanza with the feed off. Pepper in the key goes, using his bulk and a little travel. So a missed opportunity for the Perth Wildcats, but a big chance here for the JackJumpers to stretch the margin beyond 4. Who are they going to here? Doyle, hot hand, no surprise.
Crawford in a pick and roll situation. Look, they've executed their set play so well. You'd like to think that in this moment, 12 to go, there's something for Crawford or Doyle to get an open look.
Let's see who they go to. Crawford sets the screen. Doyle brings it into the front court. It's down to 6 now. He looks up, waits through the legs a couple of times, then sends it towards the basket. It does not go, although that tap in, no score. They'll chat about it, but it was after the clock wound down. 4 points is Tasmania's lead. They've come to play, and that man would be really, really happy with his team's performance. Great way to respond from a week under pressure and a performance that wasn't up to scratch. It was 20 points to Milton Doyle in that first half. He was so impressive, and although only 6 points for Jordan Crawford, he was terrific, wasn't he? It felt like more.
It feels like a lot more, but he's getting his teammates involved. He's testing the defense.
Let's go to Adelie now. She has the star of the game.
20 points in the half. How do you feel out there? It seems like you found your rhythm.
I feel great. Just being aggressive, taking the shots, try to get up as many as possible.
Did something happen throughout the week? Something change in your training routine, or?
Nah, not really. My mindset just changed. Take as many shots as possible, more fall.
And going into the second half, what's going to be the focus?
Defensively, keep them off the glass, be in the gaps, and rebound.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
There he goes, Milton Doyle. He's made 6 three-pointers for the first time in his NBL career. What a start, and it's only half-time. The JackJumpers led at 51-47. Well, the reigning champs are back. Don't you worry about that. The best first half of their season right here inside the jungle. 51-47 is the score. 4 points is their lead. Annalie Maley, what have you liked most about the green machine tonight?
They are shooting the lights out and shooting with so much confidence. They're shooting like they have been shooting this way all season.
Yeah, absolutely. One man who also is shooting really well is Milton Doyle. We'll talk about him in a moment, but what do you like there, Damo, about the halftime stats?
Oh, it's just the numbers. Right now, the percentages from both teams, they're moving the ball, they're getting the looks they want, and they're backing each other to knock it down as well. So offense has been the winner so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, Milton Doyle has been a star of the game, but Jordan Crawford has been superb. Damo said he's been setting up the play.
Yeah, some of his passes have been elite. Like, we're looking at the end product, which is the shot, but he's able to just thread the needle. With him being aggressive, it draws everybody into the paint, and he's just getting his run-of-the-mill or who he wants to pick to shoot the ball.
The Hungry Jacks highlights are very tasty, Damo, because Milton Doyle will be amongst it. In fact, we'll just roll the vision. It's all about Milton, 20 points for the first half.
He came in under pressure, and I'd like to think that I predicted this. The reality is a superstar doesn't stay down for too long. And purely by coincidence, we pumped him up before the show, and he is delivering. He has been fantastic, and the reason the Jack Jumpers are right now in front of the Wildcats by 4 points. That 20 points, none of them were easy. We get a good kick out there. Keanu Pinder still gets back into play. He's got to shoot over a contested hand. Everybody's had a go at him. No one's been able to slow him down.
Well, he hit his first shot, which is always a good sign, isn't it? You hit that first one, and all of a sudden the confidence comes back.
Yeah, we were talking off air about how his first shots have been heavily contested, right? So he hasn't been able to get into rhythm. But tonight, first shot, completely unguarded, had a moment to take a breath, tie his shoelaces, fix his hair, and then let go of the ball.
There's the Blackmores shot chart, and he's looking good. Of course, 6 3-pointers in the game. That's the most he's hit in his career. He's done it in the first half.
I just want to go back to your reference of fixing his hair. I was waiting for Lockie to buy it in about it doesn't take too long when he got similar haircuts. But no, it's a valid point. It's been a great half so far. Little sidetrack on your question, but thanks, Locke.
Christian Doolittle's a star as well, and he is being very reliable for the Perth Wildcats. We like the look of Christian Doolittle, don't we?
Yeah, like we talked about how he scores on every level, you know? He started the game with some jump shots, and then he's getting downhill, he's attacking the rim, and at every level, he unlocks more ways to score. So when his drive is on, he gives himself the opportunity to have more time to shoot the ball. He's just super reliable.
And the second half is going to be important. Can Tasmania hold on? They've had such a great shooting start to the game. Sometimes it's hard to hold that percentage.
Yeah, it's tough. All the eyes are going to be on Milton Doyle. They won't want to allow him to get an early touch. And on the flip side, the Wildcats have to make sure that Tassie Jack Jumpers can't execute as easily as they have so far. Their ball movement has been amazing.
The defence is the problem for the Perth Wildcats. It has been for pretty much most of the season. They need to tighten that up, Annalie.
At the very beginning of the game, they showed some full court pressure. Didn't allow their star players like Doyle to just dribble up the court and decide what he wanted to do. I'd like to see more of that in the second half. More decisive defensive pressure, I'd say.
All right, 4 points is the margin. I may not have any hair, but one man here in the commentary booth has a lot of grey hair as well. I had to get my revenge somehow. Second half coming your way very soon from inside the jungle.
Indigenous round is actually, I am invested in that. Keanu Pinder is on our roster. We can do workshops where his mother is involved. Keanu's done a phenomenal job of just embracing, and he's a very influential person in the Indigenous community in WA, and it's amazing to see his face and how he just lights up and what he can do for those kids. But it is very important for me to make sure we understand what we can do for those communities. Anytime we can do something in that sphere, it doesn't need to be the Indigenous round. Let's take care of it.
Welcome back to the RSC Arena, and of course the Indigenous round is a really special part of the season for not only the Perth Wildcats but the whole NBL fraternity.
Yeah, I love that the NBL has embraced it and has done so for a long time. I think the uniforms just look absolutely wonderful year in, year out. You put a bit of pressure on the following season to see if they can cap or better the previous one, and I think they've just gone and done it again.
They certainly have. Friday night's basketball is coming our way. Of course, tonight I get confused when it's Thursday night basketball and then all of a sudden I think it's Friday. And anyway, this is a crucial game for the Sydney Kings and South East Melbourne. What have you made of them under their new coach, Josh King?
Well, I think in the last month or so, they've actually bounced back. They've found some form, playing for each other, and under King, they haven't slowed down whatsoever. So this is going to be a massive game because the Phoenix, they're hot right now, and then the Sydney Kings, we all know the depth, the talent they've got, led by the GOAT in Brian Gorgeon.
Absolutely. Emily Marley's back in the chair and ready to go. And, of course, Melbourne were winners earlier tonight. It was a bit of a drama-filled game, but in the end, Melbourne got the points over the Brisbane Bullets, and then both these teams are back in action. Pretty quick turnaround for both of them. Saturday night, or Saturday late afternoon and Saturday night, JackJumpers take on the Breakers, who are on fire, and United and the Wildcats, not big fans of each other, I wouldn't have thought.
No, they're certainly not. And double headers, you could say the fatigue may be a factor, but both teams have plenty of depth, so maybe some of the guys who start on the bench will get extra minutes if it comes into play, but looking forward to both those games.
So 20 points for Milton Doyle to get us underway in this second half. The best for the Perth Wildcats is Christian Doolittle with 11. Good spread for both teams. And we are underway, 4 points to margin. As I said, the biggest first half score for the JackJumpers this season. That one came off the feet of several players on that occasion. When you're trying to get your season back on track and you have a best first half of the season, it's always a promising sign.
Yeah. No, I love watching the Jackies execute out of timeouts and half-time. They always run exactly what was drawn up.
And they're doing it without Will Magnay as well, which makes it even more special. I know the Cats haven't got Bryce Cotton, but Will's such an important piece to their puzzle.
That's missing its corner pieces that we were talking about.
We have.
Start there.
Well, let's hope, for Jack McVeigh's sake, the corner piece doesn't come back this season, because that means he's playing well overseas.
Yeah.
So no score to get us underway for the JackJumpers.
And you probably get sick of hearing it. You know, no two teams are the same season in, season out. So yes, they had a lot of success. Yes, he was their star, but there's plenty of good players on this roster. They don't want to say we've dipped so far this season because of one player. Yeah. You know, it is a team sport for a reason, and guys are stepping up right now and showing they're good enough with or without it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but they have a lot of returners, right? So you build a culture and you get used to certain pieces on the floor with you, so it would take some time to adjust. And that doesn't take away from, you know, the talent that you have on the floor currently.
Pass inside, Pacific working hard up against Windler. That one doesn't go. Fair bit of body contact, but no call. Sluggish start for the JackJumpers to get us underway, but it's only early. Here's Pinder from outside. Another three. He splashed 2 in the game.
When he's shooting the ball with no hesitation, it's money, honestly. When he's not thinking about it and he's just playing basketball, it's a sweet shot.
He's only hit the 2 3-pointers and a foul shot. The big man usually likes it underneath the basket. He's working really hard as the solo man underneath the basket. He's kept that alive again, so we'll wipe up the sweat. He's a bit of a workman to start this second half, isn't he? Bit of grunt work, that's what we like to see.
He's kind of a glue player, you'd say, right? Like, he does all the little things, all the small things. Right then, he just got a feed and then was able to pump fake, assess what was on the court, and find an open shooter in the corner, and then get an O-board tip out.
Still waiting to see if Ben Steindl can hit that 500 three-pointers. He's got 2 to go. Jordan Crawford finds a little space. Out to Tarangi. Time ticking away. It was better defense, probably their best defensive effort so far in the game from the Wildcats.
And off the back of mentioning Clint Steindl, a quick shout out to his incredible wife, Kayla. She's keeping track of it as well. She text messages just confirming your mathematics was correct in the first half.
Thank you. Very much appreciated. Let's hope he does it tonight. Then.
Absolutely.
So the Cats have taken the lead by 1. There's Windler, still a long way out. That one's off target. Henschel will get it back again. Sees an opening, wants to take on the big man. Out wide to Doolittle. That one rattled around again. Krislovic again working hard. Hauls in a board, nearly had it stolen though as he passed off toward Clint Steindl. Windler's one of those players that he's just hot or cold, isn't he? Like last Friday, hit some big threes. Got injured, of course, and didn't play on the Sunday. And then this week he's off target again.
I think some of the best things that Windler does aren't even on the stat sheet. Like when he's going at the offensive glass or get up and in defensively, making the extra pass, like all of those things are when he's at his best.
And that came out of the hands of Deng, who claimed it didn't and wanted a foul as well, but not going his way. So 3 minutes gone in this third term, and Tassie haven't scored in those 3 minutes, which is a little concern.
Speaking of Windler, one of the underrated things of his game, I'd say his ability to block shots. He'd have 3 odd in this game. He's got great timing.
Pepper drains the 3. Scott Roth wants to have a chat. He's a little concerned. It's been an 8-zip start to this third term for the Perth Wildcats. And they need to find something to get the juices flowing again for the JackJumpers.
Yeah, whatever JR said at halftime, the Wildcats have responded. Obviously 51 points in a half of basketball is far too many. They're getting stops at one end, and they haven't changed much at the other end. They're still making the extra pass. Their shooters are letting it fly, but it's the defense where there's been a massive improvement.
Let's talk about your old mate, Jesse Wagstaff. Of course, broke the club's record for most games played, overtaking Ricky Grace. We had a presentation earlier tonight for the body, the man they call the body. Jesse, he's, 38 years of age?
Yeah, look at him there with his incredible family who've been there along the way. Steph's been a part of his whole basketball journey, and then his 3 beautiful kids, 2 girls and 1 boy. And then Kit was over the moon. His little boy there you saw out there, his son, just loved being out there on centre court. So 3 amazing kids. He's a proud father and husband first and foremost. And he and Steph, they were college sweethearts. He brought her across the ditch. I think he told her, or told her mum, I'll be here for 3 years in Australia, and then I'll bring your daughter back to the States. And that was, what, 16 years ago. And here they are with 3 children. Record-breaking night last weekend, and they celebrated tonight now that he's back in Perth.
And you all live around the same area, or have you moved, you know, to the upper class now, Damo? You in Coniston Grove now and left those boys behind?
No, we're our daughters. So his eldest daughter, Kensington, and my eldest daughter, Maggie, they're teammates. And the coach, so you've got Jesse Wagstaff and I, you know, current captain, former player. We sit on the sidelines while our daughters play, and a coach by Maddie Prittis, Brownlow medalist in the AFL.
That's wild.
And so it's good fun, but Pritter loves an incredible coach and getting the best out of the kids who thoroughly enjoy playing the sport that their dads love.
So we're going to have a look at this one. John really is very keen to check it out. It was a blocking foul called by the referees. We might have a look at the Amy replay in just a moment and get the thoughts of our experts. So you haven't moved to Peppermint Grove yet. And for those listening in, Peppermint Grove is like the most expensive area in Perth. They know.
So I've seen him around there.
Yeah.
I go there just for coffee, just to look at the houses.
Here we go. Let's have a look. The Amy replay, the coach's challenge. He's sort of stepping into it, isn't he? Did he get in position?
don't know.
Hang on, we've got to give something
Oh,
here. We've
come
got to
on.
give
All
something.
right, it's going to be overturned. That's a charge. His feet are set. Unless they're talking about the tiny little shuffle. Wait, when he takes
moving.
off.
This is where he
Still moving.
moves.
He's already in the air. I think that he's already in the air before his feet are set.
And he has another little hop defensively
hop.
just there. So
You're right.
I reckon it's going to be kept the same. The refs are spot on.
You are correct.
That's my basketball expertise.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you.
Unsuccessful. See?
I changed my opinion pretty fast.
He did have that little bit of a hop there just
Yeah.
as Kuzovic approached. So
Go to the replay centre, they've adjudicated.
Michael Allen has it all under control. So 55-51 is the score, 4 points to margin. Still got 6 minutes remaining in this third term. It's been a bright start for the Cats in particular. And just this could be the first points of the third term for the JackJumpers. Spoke a little too soon.
The smell of burgers wafting throughout the stadium. They put it in front of a fan, I reckon, just to get everyone up and about it. Oh, such a shame. Such a shame.
He's been their best player in this third quarter. He's really standing up.
Yeah.
Time for Milton Doyle to turn it on again. He has his little rest. That pass was dangerous from Henschel. Pepper will gather, and Pepper will hit the two. Very composed, isn't he, for a young man in a big boy competition.
Well, he knew what it was like to be the star of a team because he was that for his college. Went back for the 5th season, everything was run for him. He's played under pressure, he's played with expectations, so it's a different environment, but he still plays with the same mindset.
Crawford's one won't go, and there's a rebound. So they've made a bit of a change there. Windler seems to be picking up Crawford as the pass inside. Pepper Pindak couldn't finish the play. Windler seems to be picking up Crawford as much as possible. Not on this occasion because it's different in transition, but the longer arms, the taller body, they're hoping might just shut Crawford down. It was the key in that first half offensively. So too was this man. He was a star. And he'll go to the line. And you're in a bit of a hole. It's a good way to drive to the basket, draw a foul, and get some points from the foul line.
Just the one shot so far in the second half, and I like that he got the rebound outlet and then he called a play for himself because he knows how he's feeling right now. He needs to get going again, and the plays weren't being called for him, so put the ball under his elbow and said, all right, let's do something.
What's the most threes you shot in a game?
Me?
Yeah. That one won't go for Milton Doyle, so just in a real hole at the moment. It's a little frustrating for the fans watching on.
Anyone can shoot them, it's how many do you make?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Oh, there it is!
Burger time here in the West. Spinner is the words as it's still the JackJumpers ball. Cheeseburgers free. Hungry Jacks. Love a good burger. Love a good Hungry Jacks burger. Nothing better. Code word is spinner. Get involved.
Guys, I'm so convinced the moment they get to the free throw line, they just put burgers in front of the fan. Because the stadium definitely smells different.
It certainly does. Here's Doyle. Works his way inside the key. That one a little firm. Won't go. Here's Pepper. Reaching in was Kuzovic. He'll be called for the foul. A professional one on that occasion. Just slowed him down a touch. So 5 remaining in this third term.
There you go.
Bit of a pause in the game as well. Benny Henschel will sit down. Hiram Harris back into the game. And there's Bryce Cotton. As we said, I reckon he's targeting next Friday. That's what he's hoping to play, but obviously the feeder break might change the S&C coach's idea and say, mate, let's rest you up a little longer. But knowing Bryce, he'll want to play as soon as possible.
Oh, he's as competitive as they are, but he also knows his body better than most do. He's so elite in his preparation away from the court with the diet he has, the sleep, the recovery. I don't think I've ever had a teammate like that. It reminds me of Matthew Dellavedova, Paddy Mills with their approach. to taking care of their body. So if he's not ready to go,
turnover here for the JackJumpers. This has been a real slump. So they've now gone 5 minutes 20 with just 1 point on the board in this third quarter.
got caught up in the turnover. Yeah, if he's not ready to go, he'll put his hand up and say, hey, if I'm less than 80%, you know, I'll take that weekend. But he's a competitive beast. I think a lot of that will also be result dependent. So if they do lose this one, I think he will convince himself he's at 80 or more.
2 points won't go, but the foul, a blocking foul will be called. Keanu Pinder to go to the line.
Tassie seemed to have gone away a little bit from what was working for them in that first half of just the aggressive penetration into the key and spraying it out. But I mean, credit to the Wildcats. They've really upped their defensive pressure.
Yeah, and the majority of their 51 points they scored in the first 20 minutes were off the back of multiple passes at the offensive end.
Yeah.
You know, 2, 3, 4 passes leading to the shots they wanted, albeit some of them became contested, but because they were in a rhythm by then, they're still dropping it.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a worrying trend for Tasmania this third quarter. They've been outscored in the third quarter in their last 6 games. And it continues here, although they still have 4:30 remaining, so they can get on a bit of a roll.
I think it starts with this man. We've been praising Milton Doyle, but a lot of good things have come off the back of Jordan Crawford penetrating, getting into the key and kicked it out to the right guy.
12-1 in this quarter at the moment. This man needs to fire, puts it on the floor, through the key he goes, under pressure. Went for the rebound as well, Withers. So it's 5 against 3 at the moment. Pepper decides to shoot. Almanza takes the rebounds. There's barely a defender there. Milton Doyle still getting down the court, and Webster underneath gets some nice easy points. Just wiping the other end of the floor. So this is starting to get really concerning, isn't it, for the JackJumpers? They relied so much on Crawford and Doyle in that first half. They've gone cold.
I wouldn't say they've gone cold. I just say they haven't gotten a look.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that last contested drive, but when was the last time they got a catch and shoot 3 or a catch and shoot look?
Here's Deng, working hard. That one was an easy one, and he drops it in. Handy points. Keeping it a little closer now, the JackJumpers. Doyle still leads the way with 20 points. Pepper on 12. They're the 2 best in the game so far. That pass is a good one to Harris, under pressure. Off the leg of Tarangi. It's still a Wildcats ball.
Good spacing and movement there, just couldn't get to find that end result with the drop pass there. Not finding its player, but let's see what their baseline out of play, out of bounds line play looks like.
Webster's pass was a loose one. No, that's not a great one. And then, oh, that's a really aggressive one from Hiram Harris behind. And Mike Allen said he made a play at the ball. He was swinging pretty wildly.
Made a play at the ball, Chris. 13.
That's the new one.
Just having a friendly chat.
That's right.
Friendly
Just
yarn.
checking the rules. Still Doyle. Up against Whittler. Up against 3 in the end. Trimming. Had a chance to shoot. Decides to put it on the floor and draw the foul.
No basket. No basket.
The score won't count. He'll go to the line again. So as much as we're talking about the JackJumpers can't get on the scoreboard, just had the 3 points so far, Perth haven't really nailed it in this third term as well, have they? They haven't stretched the margin. They're only scored, what, 14 themselves.
Yeah, and credit to Tassie while we're speaking about their lack of ability to put the ball through the hole. At least they're getting enough stops to stay in the game. 7 points with a couple of freebies to come.
Enough time to be quiet. Be quiet. Here we go.
They're all over at the players at the moment, aren't they? The referees.
I remember my teachers saying something similar to me. I gave you enough time to be quiet, and you're still not quiet.
So Webster, behaviour warning. Shake his head. Drimmick drops the first. A little mini fight back here from the visitors. Trying to keep themselves in the game with a quarter to play. Important 3 minutes of basketball right now for the visitors. Sword will rest and Doyle. So Sword will come on and Doyle will rest.
And you can't see it on your TV screens, but Drimmick behind the play, he was trying to fire up and motivate his teammates. He knows there's a big 3 minutes going into the end of the third quarter. Alistair's given up at three.
That sucks. Oh, the intent was there. He closed out.
That's a good summary of the play. That sucks. That's what all Tasmanian fans are saying as well. The pass inside, it'll be turned over. Watch for Almanza here. No, Harris decides to hold it up. Webster demands it. 2.5 to go. He'll send it to the post. Harris against Crawford. Deng hovering. Webster from 3. They let him shoot. That one drops short. Deng will take the rebounds. 8 points the margin. Crawford from 3. Gets his chance and nails it.
They needed that.
They certainly did. And it's only 5 points. And another little foul from behind as well from Sword. Doolittle coming back into the game. We spoke about Jesse Wagstaff. Here's the Amy replay. As Crawford steps into his 3, drops it in. Hasn't stepped onto the court as yet, Jesse Wagstaff, which is interesting.
He's got to play minutes if he wants to build on this.
Yeah, you want to get him to 500. As Henschel can't make that one go. Come here to get a play. You want to step onto the court and have some fun. Easy points underneath, and Drimmick is charged and fired up. It's back to 3 points now.
I'll let you tell JR how we should coach you.
I'm not sure he'll listen. Here's Hiram Harris underneath, dishes out. Doolittle, shorts. Off on the break, Sword. Can he make another 2? No, he throws it into the legs of Doolittle. And it'll be a Wildcats ball, so it went off Doolittle's legs on the Sword, who was lying on the ground. That was a little unlucky.
Do the hard work, get the stop, the kick ahead, but Benny Henschel did enough to put Sword off shooting the shot. Right call made.
So 1.5 minutes to go. Sword up and in on Doolittle. Crawford on Henschel. They look to Almanza. A little bit of ball movement now from Perth. 6 on the shot clock. Look inside's good. Pinder off the glass, and Almanza finishes off the play.
Guys, is that our first dunk of the game?
I think so.
Wow!
Need a bit more excitement, says Annalie Maley, as the margin's 5. Crawford, quick as ever, and doesn't drop. But he will draw another foul.
Red 33!
And he'll head to the foul line. So as Crawford heads to the foul line, it's 5 points the margin. Unlock the ultimate experience, the NBL app, including access to the archival footage, in-depth stats, exclusive partner offers now. Scan the QR code and sign up for free.
In that archival footage, we find a bunch of demo highlights that
I don't think it goes back that far. No, we would. There'd be a lot of blood.
Oh,
spilled.
yeah.
As Crawford gets the first.
A lot of me passing to the good players. that's why I make it to the archive.
So important changes now with under a minute to go. Milton Doyle and Steindl come on for the JackJumpers. They've kept themselves in this game. It's been a sluggish third quarter, but they're still hovering. Here's Doolittle to Henschel. Hinder says, come my way for the screen. Henschel, very aggressive. Wanted the foul, wasn't called. So they're almost tied up here, the JackJumpers. Reaching in as Almanza, putting the pressure on Doyle. He doesn't want a 3 in his face. Little sidestep and then a nice little finger roll from Milton Doyle was classy.
He did the right thing to try and be up and not give him space to shoot, but just that little cross with a hezzy, like, I'd be on the ground.
They got fouls to give if they wanted to use it early. They should have worn one.
And so Doolittle, the score really quick too. Primick under pressure. Time will tick away. He just wasn't aware that it was so close to three-quarter time. It's a tight game still here inside the jungle. The Caddies lead it by 3, 68-65. Welcome back to the jungle. It's a little bit of a slow-scoring third term, but it's still tight. It's the Wildcats leading away 68-65. As I said, during that third term, Damo, JackJumpers couldn't get a basket, but Perth didn't make them pay.
3-point margin. Credit to the JackJumpers for finding a way to stay in the game, even though they were struggling. To put points on the board as they looked like almost forcing an early turnover to start the fourth.
Yeah, a little sloppy on that occasion, so... And the Cats' response. Both teams desperately in need of a win. Cats can go 5-5. JackJumpers can get their fourth win of the season. That one won't go from Ty Webster. Need to slap that off the glass on that occasion. Fans on stands trying to inspire their team. Important to get home wins in a tough NBL season this year.
I think the man with the ball right now is a big part of why Tassie were able to stay in it. He was willing his teammates just to stay connected, stay aggressive.
And that shot is good. Stay aggressive and hit baskets. Little jumper was very nice. Full court defense as well from the JackJumpers as they trim it down to one. Doolittle, very quick and out of control at the ends.
That shot came out of pressure from the JackJumpers, forced him into a quick shot because of everyone, bodies flying around everywhere. Oh,
pass
nice.
Inside, superb, well drilled. The JackJumpers have come out firing in the fourth.
Talk about well drilled. After that play just finished, you've seen him turn to the bench and then point and say, good play.
Yep.
So that was drawn up.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. They run it to a tee every single time. Scott Roth has his team absolutely drilled to perfection.
And the Wildcats aren't so well drilled themselves. They haven't run an offense of any decent standard. Here's Steindl, got 2 to go.
Oh.
That one won't go. Come on, Clint, give us something. And there's a foul in there. Still be a Cats ball. Milton Doyle called for that one. So still on 22 points, Milton Doyle.
Exactly. Let's go.
Only a couple of fouls for him, so no real worry there. In fact, no one's really in any sort of trouble. Maybe Kuzovic, who's got the 3 fouls, but everybody else on 2 or below. So what could Perth do now to respond?
Well, they got a lot early. As simple as it sounds, it's harder to execute, but out of that ball movement, the east to west, making sure it gets through a few hands, and then some of the individual brilliance after the kickouts. We're going on a nice little pin down set.
Here's Webster, little fade away, had the hand in the face. Perth trying to attack the glass, Almanza. No, Pinder it was, did really well.
They're coach killers, those ones. It's great defense. You take them out of the set, they're trying to execute, but then give up the offensive rebound for an easy putback.
Which is his right as getting an offensive rebound to put the ball straight back up.
He's tempted from outside. Didn't follow through. Doyle, you'd let him shoot away if he wanted to. 5 on the shot clock, he does, but the pressure was too immense. So the Jackies just need, on history, to get to 80 points in this game because they're 3 and 0 when they get past 80 points in a game. This season, they're 0 and 7 when they get less than 80. So there's a start as Pinder takes on the defender. He'll put it back in, but I wouldn't think that would count. It'll be the foul before that.
Well, they had 51 at the half. They were looking pretty good to get to that 80.
They certainly were. Slowed down a touch in the third, but they're back rocking and rolling. And Crawford is also back on the court.
I've got a question. It must be kind of deflating when you're begging your coach for a coach challenge and they just flat out say no.
Yeah, there's no trust, is there?
Nah. I'll tell you what, I'd be asking Ryan for one of those on every possession.
And would he trust you?
Absolutely not.
No.
Let's stop making all the contact on a lead.
There's the first that goes to Doolittle. Seesawing battle at the moment. Not really sure who's the better team, are you? Cats struggling to put them away in the third. JackJumpers continue to stick it out, play well-drilled basketball.
Well, no team has had a double-digit lead.
No.
So it hasn't been necessarily a game of runs. Wildcats got up by 9 at one stage.
Here's Doyle to Steindl to Rangi. Wants to feed it inside. Uslevic back to Doyle. Once he got up his sleeve, pressure comes from Pinder. Good hands and then the foul. He's on the floor too.
25, hand check. Good. Kenu. Let's go.
Here we go again. 3 points the margin. This man can get it back to a tied ball game, although Doyle just lost control. Doolittle was very good on that occasion. Here's Webster. Very quick, very fast, very slick.
He's so good going downhill in transition. We talk about the elite players in the league at going downhill. Xavier Cooks is one of them. I would say Ty Webster's the other one.
Yeah. And he's got that physical nature about him. He doesn't mind a bit of body contact when he takes it to the hoop, as well as Steindl will go to Rangi. Obviously no Will Magnate. Finger roll looks nice, just couldn't go. Kuzovic working hard again, undersized, but it'll be a jump ball. And it'll still be a JackJumpers ball. Here's the Amy replay, look at him go. Bit of body contact, and then the nice finger roll from Ty Webster.
Let him know about it.
Yeah.
Didn't do any flexing, just a couple of words.
I think he might have been flexing just a little.
Did he? Okay.
just a small one.
Just a smidge. So 5 points that margin. We've still got 6 minutes remaining in this game. Hope you're enjoying all the action. NBL is on fire this season. It's a tough competition. Melbourne United got the better of a drama-filled game against the Brisbane Bullets. lost the cameras.
Yeah.
Lost the cameras. Jack Heverin has a face for radio anyway, so he doesn't need much camera time, I wouldn't have
Taking
thought.
pot shots at Jack, just sitting back enjoying the game.
I was going to say they were shooting the lights out, but we can go with
Hang on, look at
camera.
this head. Look at this thing right there.
Yeah, I didn't know they'd come to me. As Crawford slots it in. What's wrong with my head?
No.
Nothing.
You
It's
get a-
great.
you
It's
get a
fantastic.
call from a mum.
No, it's great.
She thinks I'm beautiful.
Yep.
She just texted me confirming she does it, mate.
All right, a miss from Crawford. We're counting it down now inside the jungle. Henschel gets double teamed. Looks to Doolittle. Goes back to Henschel. He might have to go himself here. Tarangi. One-on-one basketball. Off balance. Nearly made the basket. Didn't need to tap it away in the end because there was a play up. Clint Reid.
I'm going back to the West Sydney Razorbacks.
So that one misses for Crawford. Compose yourself, mate. This is big time. We've got 5 minutes to go. This is serious stuff. As Webster goes for the fadeaway jumper, and that one was looking a little short, but he just gave it the extra little nudge to drop it in. There's Doyle to Steindl. What have the Jack Jumpers got here? Crawford's. It's the way to go.
Explosive first step, like it puts the defenders on a back burner. They're having to backpedal. They're going to be a little bit off balance, and so that body contact becomes a foul.
And he gets straight into his shot as well.
Yeah, he does.
The goal of that one is just to get to the free throw line. He's done it a couple of times this quarter already.
So here's Crawford from the line. So just scored the, now 20 points. 20 points in this second half in total. 29 for the Perth Wildcats. Low scoring after a really good first half of shooting. They're on fire, the Jack Jumpers, and Perth kept up with them. It was entertaining stuff. At the moment, Perth doing what they need to. Windler under pressure. But drops another three. He's hit a couple really crucial ones, and we've got a timeout.
Unselfish basketball there by the Wildcats. Extra pass.
79-72 is the score. They called him Windler, meant Withers scoring that basket on that occasion, but, you know, doesn't matter. Poor old Dylan Windler. And I gave him free because I was just worried that he hadn't hit the scoreboard, so I thought I'd just give him free.
You're a kind man, but what a luxury to have with an import injury replacement.
Yeah.
You know, Bryce Cotton is out, but they've already had a guy training with him all season, and he's been fantastic for them. Todd Withers, we've seen a little bit of him before in the NBL, then in the NBL1. Obviously, Danny Mills liked what he saw and said, no, we want to keep him around the group, hoping we won't need to use you and everyone stays fit and healthy. But Bryce Cotton goes down, Withers steps up.
He certainly does. 79-72 is the score. We've got 4 and a bit to go in this game inside the jungle. The Perth Wildcats playing host to the Tasmania Jumpers, and both teams desperately needing a win. Little over 4 remaining in this game. 7 points is the margin. Withers with the last basket. And it was a big one too. Doyle gets some body contact with Pinder. Pepper right up tight against Crawford. Oh, and a massive swat away from Withers. He loves to get pumped up.
Yeah.
He involves the crowds.
The luxury of Todd Withers is that he can defend 1 through 5. I feel like he's switching most of his actions, and then here he's got the match up on Doyle. He's been really good all year in his defensive efforts, as well as knocking down the three-point shots.
Really a loose pass, so you say keep him and don't let Cotton come back.
No, I did not say that.
Okay.
Blasphemy, come on now.
Here's Doyle. He gets a foul there, surely, and an and one. Withers just leaning in as he shot away. That's a big basket as well. Good response from Milton Doyle. Here it is again on the Amy replay. Oh.
Volleyball spike.
Yes. They continue to keep themselves in this game. The JackJumpers now trailed by 4 with 4 to go.
I guess that's something about the Jackies is they always hang around. They never quit.
Oh, Henschel put a little bit of spice on that one to make it go. Lost control. Drummy demanding the ball. Little crossover was superb from Doyle, and so too in off the glass. We need a timeout for the Perth Wildcats on this occasion. Great response from the Jackies.
That was poetry in motion, what we just witnessed. That was beautiful.
Tangerine timeout. Milton Doyle, he had a sensational first half of basketball, hit the 20 points. They kept him quiet in the third, but he's come to life in this final term. And as we know, in the corresponding game back in Tasmania earlier this season, he hit that massive 3 to force it to overtime.
Yeah, he does not shy away from the big moments. You just spoke about what he's been doing tonight, but what he did previously. And in the fourth quarter, whilst he was quiet in the third, the rock is getting back into his hand. He's making some tough plays after tough plays.
That was great composure, wasn't it? And we see at the other end, Ben Henschel, who has the talent at some stage to go to that next level, but he lost control with the drive towards the basket. Milton Doyle knew just the right play to make.
Yeah. Look, I mean, Benny, man, try it.
Yep.
I don't see the problem with the attempt, with the attack down low. Like, you're wanting him to be confident, you're wanting him to put up these numbers. Some of that is you're just going to have to live with some of those decisions. It was a wild spin in the air, but I mean, why not? If it paid off, we'd be talking about how great it was.
Yeah, that's no doubt about that. So let's have a look at the spread of scorers. 27 points, Milton Doyle, he leads the way. 14 for Jordan Crawford. He's crept up nicely throughout this game. And then it's 15 to Doolittle, 12 to Pepper and Webster for the Perth Wildcats.
Annalie, you would be the ultimate players coach. Yeah, I love that you're okay with that. That was the most optimistic shot I've seen. That was as optimistic as the first time I asked my wife out on a date. That was a hard no. It took a little bit longer, but that's what that was.
Here we go, Doyle with ball in hand again. Season opening. Drives his way through and rattles in another one. He's unstoppable right now.
Yeah. Guys, I don't think my teammates have ever heard from me say that they've taken a bad shot. I'm like, it was a good one. That was a good one. It was a great shot.
We're all tied up as well. Milton Doyle turning it on, and an offensive foul as well. Was that?
No, Elijah Pepper stepped out of bounds.
Oh dear. So some crucial mistakes for the Perth Wildcats, really costing them. Milton says, give it to me again.
Why not?
Doolittle, the matchup. Screen comes from Crawford. He rolls off. Pepper. He called for the foul as well. So they've been smart here, haven't they? They've driven to the basket and forced the fouls and given them opportunity from the foul line.
And they'll live there now.
Yeah.
Wildcats are in the bonus. Every time they commit a foul, you'll see Tassie shooting a couple of freebies.
So 5 fouls to 2, so Perth in a little bit of strife on that occasion. Milton Doyle will edge his way towards 30 points. If he drops this one, he does.
And that gets them to 80. What was that statistic you read out?
So they're 3-0. They're 3 wins, no losses when they're 80 plus this season. 0-7 when they've gone below 80. That one a little short, and it'll be a Wildcats ball. Crowd trying to inspire. Webster looking inside, not much on offer. Now Munzer is there. Spent a long time in the key on that occasion. Pepper now to our Munzer. Needs someone to hand it off to. Decides he's keen to go towards the rack. Pinder underneath, gets it, feeds it out. Doolittle usually pretty good from that range. And he has a lovely little shot from inside the key.
I mean, Doolittle gets the points there, but credit to Pinder there. He did all of the work under the rim. There could have been a jump ball there at any point if he had just given up, but kept pursuing the ball and gets it out. Should be his stat, I reckon.
800 rebounds now for Keanu Pinder. He's a monster under the boards. And it's back to 1 point. We've got some beauties in recent times, haven't we? Here in the West, some close games.
And these two teams in particular. We've mentioned it a couple of times, but last time they faced off was an overtime win in Hobart. Can we see a bit of OT again, but this time in Perth?
Give the people what they want,
Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want. More basketball.
So just reviewing this basket at the moment. 17 for Doolittle, 11 for Pinder, 12 for Withers, Pepper and Webster.
What are they reviewing? I've missed that.
So just whether the ball hit the rim on the first shot, otherwise time might have elapsed. So not the case. Points will count. We're ready to go. Count it down, 2.5 remaining in this game. Magic Milton has the ball in his hands. Stepping inside the key, the pass, beautiful, the foul, no, yes, had to be a foul. Took a long time to be called. We're almost waiting to see whether the ball went into the hoop and then decide whether it was a foul. The pass superb. Pinder went up twice. Fans don't think it was a foul, but there has to be a little bit of contact in there, you'd think. The big man will go to the line and drop the first. Level it up again. And a second as well. So it's back in Tasmania's hands at the moment. It's going to go down to the wire. Another fun game of NBL basketball. Just a little reaching in. Foul called there for Milton Doyle. He's got the 30 now, the most by any jack jumper this season. Doolittle nearly fed the ball inside. Webster will get it back from Pinder. Little 1-2 game going on there. Pinder looked to be out of control, but he never is he? He somehow gets it in off the glass.
He's so good at finishing around the basket. Technically, his body's going away from the hoop, but just great touch. Good defense there by Doyle, but just too good by Pinder.
So the Caddies now by 1. This is an absolute roller coaster.
You take the lead. You take the lead. No, you take the lead.
Here's Crawford. Edges his way inside. Oh, the hands in there from Pinder will be called. Absolutely, says Mike. And 2 more shots. So this is, as you mentioned, Damo, this is going to be the issue for the Wildcats. And Pinder might be fouled out. We're not going to review it. Windler comes onto the courts.
Smart not to use the challenge there, right? Oh, he doesn't have a challenge.
Correct, they used it with that Elijah Pepper charge.
I was going to say. That would have been a handy 1-2 challenge. I guess, you know, using it at the right time in the game.
That one's a little short from Crawford.
Now, if he misses the second one, some would say ball don't run. Some would.
Right.
Some would.
And he missed the second. Pepper
Some would
takes the
say.
rebound.
Some would say. I don't know who those people are.
tell some I said g'day. How is it?
So Pepper with it now. Round the back he goes. Decides to shoot. Oh, lack of confidence from Elijah Pepper. He loves the moments.
That's a massive play.
Exactly.
So a change for the JackJumpers.
Quick shot, too.
I know.
Doesn't want an offense. He said, hey, guys, I'm going to shoot this now.
3 points the margin. Doyle sends it on its way. No goods. Over a minute remaining now. Webster to Windler. Back to Webster. What's he got up his sleeve? Yet to score. Looking to pass on this occasion. Webster from outside three. This will bring the house down. Timeouts. Jackies want to talk about it. Big basket from Ty Webster. 5 points the margin. Still plenty of time on the clock. Damien Martin, Natalie Maley.
Unreal. Unreal. Don't you love basketball? This is great.
And whilst it's been Crawford and Doyle at one end, just finding ways to get to the rim, we've had two players step up when it counted most for the Wildcats in Webster and Pepper.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in double figures for the Perth Wildcats. As though Milton Doyle 30 points, and 30 points is the most scored by a JackJumper this season. So he's been a star, in Crawford's at 14, 11 for Anthony Drimmick. So yeah, this has been an enthralling contest, and I love it. Whether they win or lose, I love the response from the JackJumpers after what's been a really tough week, even tough season for them.
Yeah, I don't think they'll feel the same win or loss.
No,
I think they would prefer a win. But how great was that shot by Pepper at the end there? I feel like that needs some more, more attention. He didn't even let the offense happen. He just was like, I'm going to shoot the ball like right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And confidence feeds confidence. You see Pepper back himself in one play, and I know the shot clock was winding down, but that's a huge long two that was hit by Webster. Only 5-point game, 57 seconds ago. That's going to feel like 2 or 3, 4 minutes. Plenty of time left in this one, but a huge sideline out of bounds play coming up.
Maybe there's a Steindl moment. Maybe he's got 2 threes left in him for the big 500s.
You'd love that.
That would be pretty special. Here's Crawford falling to the ground. Now he's under pressure. A jump ball, and it'll be a Wildcats ball. So things going the Wildcats' way in this last minutes. Here it is again, Amy replay. Did he just slip over? A little bit of hand. Oh, no, it's Webster.
Webster's backed in accidentally to him.
Behind.
They saw that.
Yeah. Doolittle. Steiner with the pressure. Pepper. Finger roll. Doesn't go. Trying to make it work was Windler. Couldn't. And now it's Doyle. 5 points, 30 seconds remaining. He decides to shoot straight away, off balance. Pepper throws himself out. It'll still be a JackJumpers ball. Five points. Jackies have still got it. 26 seconds remaining. Crucial play. Drimmick with the inbounds.
Crazier things have happened.
You betcha.
Crazier things have happened.
You watch Steindl pop out here. A turn for the three. No, it's going to go the other way. Here's Doyle. He needs to get a shot away. Decides to give it to Deng, who fires. Doolittle strong. Gets fouled as well. That could be the opportunity gone, although it's still 5 points.
It's only their 4th team foul, but Doolittle just absolutely massive again. We spoke about him being Mr. Consistency. 17 points, another double-double game for him with the 10 rebounds to boot.
So the inbounds will go Webster's way. Drimmick will have to foul. He's stolen it though, has he? He has! Deng for 3! Doesn't go. Rebound again from Doolittle. That was their chance. That was great defense by Drimmick. The quick double team. forced the turnover. Deng just couldn't drop the bomb. And he's very disappointed with himself. 8 seconds remaining, but it's Doolittle to the line. Make it tough if he drops both of these. The first one short. He's still alive, Damo. Stay with us.
Eerily quiet with so many members of the Red Army here in attendance.
Goes again to make it a 6-point play. So Trimmick with the inbound. Doyle. And there's a foul, is there? No. It'll be a Cats ball.
Yeah, great defense there by Doolittle, forcing Doyle. Bounce it out of bounds. That'll be Horseshoe Road, but credit to them. Different players have stepped up at different times. But Milne Doyle came in with a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Whilst they won't walk away with the win, he has been incredible, and I hope tonight's performance is more of what we're going to see from him for the remainder of the season.
Maybe this is the start of the rise back to the way the Jackies play, but great performance here by the Wildcats. Great team win, so many players in double figures. Unreal performance by them. Yeah,
it certainly was. Terrific performance from the Perth Wildcats. Great game of basketball as well. No Magnay for the JackJumpers, no Cotton for the Wildcats, and they put on a show. 88-82 was the final score. Milton Doyle leading the way with 30 points. He was absolutely superb. Needed a couple more to come along for the ride with him. Crawford did it for most of the game with 14, Drimmick with 11, but for the Caddies, a really big spread of scorers. 14 for Webster, 17 Doolittle, 12 for Withers. Pepper was fantastic with 14, and Keanu Pinder was 13, the footlocker player of the game. Well, there he is, Christian Doolittle, Mr. Reliable with a double-double, Emily Marley.
Yeah, unreal. He really does a little bit of everything, but down the stretch, you can always rely on him to play great defense and also to get those crucial boards when it really matters. He is their go-to reliable player, and great game by him, player of the game.
$250 voucher. It's a footlocker. We love footlocker. We love them. I'm going there on the weekend to spend up big.
I could only imagine. I'd love to see you just rocking out with your favourite kicks on.
Got to go to a break. 6 points the win for the Perth Wildcats. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to the jungle. It was the Perth Wildcats who got the job done. It was tied all the way to the finish. 88-82 was the final score. The JackJumpers coming to town and putting on a pretty good show, especially in that first half. Damo, 51 points. We thought, wow, maybe this championship winning team is back to their best.
Absolutely loved what they brought in that first 20 minutes, and then both teams went to half-time. Some adjustments were made and slowed down the scoring in the second half, but then we got to see some elite players step up with some individual brilliance in the fourth quarter when it mattered. Could have gone either way. A couple of shots rim out for the Tassie JackJumpers, a few big plays by the Wildcats that drop, and in the end it's a 6-point margin, but it's as simple as that.
It's a handy one for the Perth Wildcats. They get 5-5 now in the season.
Yeah, look, they needed this win, especially we were talking about how the JackJumpers, this could have been their game, you know, with a team with nothing to lose is a dangerous team. So for them to come out and get the win with this, like the point spread that they had, everyone contributed in different ways. Really good signs.
Absolutely. So the final score, 88-82. The Perth Wildcats doing a terrific job to get themselves really handy points in this season. Every win is crucial. Thanks to Damo. Thanks, Annalie. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. The Caddies got home by 6 points.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.